Hello, and welcome to episode 10 of the podcast. It's been a long time coming. I know I've been a little bit stressed with school and, the holidays. I am your host, Kat Vision, and this episode is about, it's the last episode of the season. I guess we can discuss my visions for the future of this podcast, what will happen in season 2. But first, I want to play your big sister for a little bit. Just to say that you are gonna be fine. You don't have to post every day. You can take time for yourself. Instagram is not a job. If you see someone post 12 times a day, that doesn't mean that you have to. That is what they decided to do. That's what they thought would be best for their followers. This can take a toll on your mental health, which I would know. I post every other day, and even so, when it comes to clashing with schoolwork and clashing with, stress. Can't really clash with stress, but you get what I mean. It's fine to, step back, reassess, gather your thoughts, make sure that, you can point out at least 5 things that exist. This is, I don't know much. I think it's quite a well-known, technique for when you're having an anxiety attack. As long as you can point out something that exists, it can help ground you. Take a deep breath. I'm here for you. I'm your big sister Kat. Not literally. I don't think my mom would really be ready for that. But yeah, the Instagram isn't a job. You're not getting paid. You're not being assessed by a boss. It's, I've got to tell myself this sometimes as well. No one's, no one's begging for you to post every 2 hours, because you don't have to. You can do whatever you want, as long as you're not making others uncomfortable. That means, don't send hate to others. Don't take other people's photos. I feel like that should be something that we've, discussed. And especially when it comes to getting older and you've got exams, you've got tests, you've got whatever going on. Remember that your education should be a priority. It shouldn't be, social media first. That only once you feel like you're doing well and you're succeeding. I don't want you to get bad grades because of, keeping your feet nice. You can keep your feet nice and have good grades as long as you, do your homework. You gotta. Obviously, we have no idea how long the pandemic is even gonna continue, but, exams might not even happen. But your education should be your priority. But above your education should be your mental health and your physical health. So just remember, take time for yourself. Anyway, enough of the sap. I know, I just wanted to take the first 5 or so minutes just to tell you that, everything's gonna be fine. You are gonna be okay. And I could go on. I intend to build my platform to be supportive of young LGBTQ teens. Recently watched The Prom on Netflix. about, two young lesbians. And I was like, that's very sweet. I saw myself in it because Maria and myself, we almost didn't get a prom. But, that's just because there was like one homophobic mom that was like, that's not allowed. Um, but San Francisco is a lot more accepting than most places, which I think is really nice. And I love that about my hometown. So yeah, just know I'm here for you. My DMs are always open. But remember, I too am a human, so if you think it's a bit too heavy, uh, there are people that you can talk to, and I am sometimes one of them, but I also not a professional yet, so that's something. Anyway, I feel like it's very hard to transition from, reassurance to what I want to do with the podcast next season. But you've got to start somewhere. And I was thinking of starting with the fact that next season I don't want to post a new episode every Monday, because that seemed timing wise, that wasn't great for me, since I didn't pre-plan any guests and I didn't realize that they'd be clashing with the assignments and that sometimes my time management wouldn't go well. That is entirely my fault. Um, I'd love to have more guests, but even so, it's difficult because not a lot of people like sharing their voice because they may be insecure, and I totally get it. I totally hate listening to my voice back whenever I edit these, and you know, insecurity comes with character. Um, for example, for years I was insecure about my height, which I shouldn't be because we all saw we all watched and saw the tall girl memes when that came out. I do not wear men's size 13 Nikes, but that's just me. I have dainty feet, I guess. And another thing is that I will probably have a lot more solo pods where I'm just talking to myself, filling up the time if I feel like it. Just because I think that obviously a guest every week, sometimes there's technical difficulties. Sometimes I can't have them for that long. And even if it's just asking them 5 questions, we don't go off on much of a tangent. I can have, myself here talking to you about what's going on in the week, what's going on Instagram and everything. Possibly discussing recent events, who knows. And whatever's best, whatever makes a good podcast. I don't listen to a lot of advice pods myself. I am more of a comedy podcast listener. I love My Brother and Me. I love a Smoshcast. I do love some advice casts, like I Weigh with Jamila Jamil is beautiful. Just because she gets on a lot of guests that talk about, important issues, and that's just great. They're usually just amazing people. I also love Not Too Deep. I'm just exposing my podcast listening. But yeah. And again, the reason that I want to post these pods every other week instead when next season starts, I don't know when it will start. It will probably, again, only have 10 episodes. I I don't want to make myself like, I don't want to be too ambitious. And, you know, I don't know where the sentence started. I don't know where it's going. And, maybe people want to learn a little bit more about me. Maybe I will start getting audience questions if I even have enough audience questions. I only have 1,000 followers. That's not like a lot, even though if there were to be 1,000 people in a room listening to me speak, I'd probably be amazed. But I only get like 10 or so listens on one of these, and that's totally fine. Hi, if you're one of the 10, it's great to have you, and I value you because you are valued, you are loved. You don't have to worry about a single thing because Big Sister Cat is here for you. I need to stop. I'm like, anyway. But yeah, visions for the future. Maybe bigger guests. Maybe, pods hosted by my social media manager if she wants to interview, bigger personalities that maybe I couldn't handle. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. But yeah, it would definitely be great to experiment a little. I'd ask you for your opinion if I could, but whenever I post a little ask box on my Instagram story, not much happens, and that is not a call out post. I guess sometimes people just don't want to say anything at all, and I get it. Sometimes I chicken away from an ask box because I'm like, oh no. Or when someone goes live and you realize I am either going to be one of 100 or one of 2. And if I'm one of 2, I will have to sit through a portion of that live so as to not feel guilty. That's just how the cookie crumbles. Anyway, I feel like we've had enough about the pod. You've been asking, Kat, what's going on? What's up? Obviously, you haven't been saying it like that because why would you? You don't sound like me. Could, for all I know. But I mean, not much has happened. Sure, there's COVID. Sure, we have a new president. Hell yeah, actually, Joe Biden. Good on you, buddy. I'm saying that as if, he knows that I exist, but he doesn't. He has no idea who I am. But let's give a little bit of updates, a little bit of a rundown. What's happening recently? It's odd. When your government doesn't exactly keep as much of the guidelines. But we've been trying to, stay inside as much as possible. It obviously sucks because Maria is, I don't think we don't talk about her condition a lot. But she is more medically vulnerable to the virus, and obviously I want to protect her, so I do most of the shopping, and that makes her feel guilty, and like, you don't. She's looking at me right now. She's like, she knows she has to be quiet. I'm like, hey, you don't have to feel guilty. You don't. No. It's it's fine. I can do whatever. um, but yeah, it definitely sucks that I can't visit my family this year because um, I'm very lucky to have a close bond with my father and my mother. I know not a lot of people can, but like not a lot of, not a lot of people have a relationship with their parents that's, that good. And it is quite selfish of me to think that I wish I could see them for Christmas. Um, I mean, they live like down the block, but that doesn't mean that I can visit because we don't know what we're exposing each other to. I think my younger siblings are going to school and therefore they're seeing like hundreds of kids every day. Some of these kids don't wear a mask. Um and so if they're exposing themselves to these things, it wouldn't be great if I were to expose myself to them and to then, you know, catch it on to my girlfriend because I don't want either. I want both of us to feel safe, you know? Um but let's have something a little bit more exciting. How about I tell you the story of how in the world we got to hire out an ice rink for the day. That was pretty crazy. Um so it's kind of odd how we even got to it. Um because on my group chat that I have with my friends, we were discussing, we thought, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we, as, the group of 5 that we are, it wasn't 5, I think. It's actually more than 5. 7? I My friend group's not that big. And yet here I am forgetting someone. Okay. The group chat I have with Gabe, Joan, Alyssa, Sakura, Sooyoung, Maria, and myself. Yeah, that is 7. I'm smart, I swear. I'm an English major. I'm not a math major. We decided on the group chat, wouldn't it be funny if we as a group of 7 all pitched in to hire out an entire ice rink? I mean, not for a whole day, like for 2 hours, which isn't that bad. Um, Surprisingly, the people were incredibly nice and they were like, yeah, sure. They've got, hockey practice on either end, but there was a slot, and so we all just, put on our masks, put on our skates, and had a blast. It was really fun. And the lady at the reception desk was super nice. She was like, I mean, at first she was very confused, like why we were doing this. And we were like, we have no idea either. We're just doing it for fun. And she was like, yeah, that's fair enough. So I love that. I love it when people are nice. Is that weird? No, that shouldn't be weird. You're allowed to be nice. It's totally okay. Um, but yeah, it was definitely a crazy experience just to 19 to 20, I think. Oh, yeah, 19 to 21-year-old. Soo Young is the only 21-year-old out of us, but 19 to 21-year-olds. I'm probably incredibly wrong in remembering that Gabe is most definitely somewhere in that. He's gonna listen to this and he's going to write me 12 angry DMs. No, he's also 20. See, I was right. You don't have to bombard me with hatred now, Gabriel. I know you're there. I can see. I can't see you. Um. Anyway, off that tangent. Yeah, she was definitely like, why are these 20-year-olds all here and just ice skating for fun? And it's just like, why not? Let a friend group of gays do what they want. Do what we want. I'm not from Boston. I'm from San Francisco. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm walking here. Yeah, I'm gonna stop before I get canceled online. um, I can't talk about Christmas gifts uh this year because Maria is literally across from me, giggling quietly to herself, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to edit that out. Thanks for that, girlfriend. um, but it's. I really hope that I'm gonna look her right in the eyes when I do this. I really hope that you like it. No, seriously. No, stop. Oh, you're gonna love it. I swear. Okay. Okay. Oh, we are nearing the end. There's like 8 minutes left of the pod. Can you believe it? I'm probably wrong because I also add, intro music, outro music, whatever. But, you know, let's re-answer the question, Kat. What have you been doing this pandemic? What's gotten you through it? And let me tell you, it's my cat. It's cuddling my cat when I'm having like a terrible mental health day, and he's just there. And I was gonna say he smells like Cheeto dust. He doesn't. He's a cat. He can't physically do that. That would be toxic. I smell like Cheeto dust sometimes though because of my addiction to cheesy snacks. That's not where their point was going, and yet it went there. But yeah, I just lying on the floor as he reluctantly crawls into a hug with me. I just think it's fun. There was I saw a blog post that was like, cats are little narcissists. If you're having a bad day, they come up to you and like, hey, you know what would make you feel better? A little dose of me. And they're absolutely right. I enjoy every second that Cheeto crawls into a hug with me. And then Maria crawls into the hug as well, and I tell her that we were having a moment. But I guess it's a little bit rude. I'm just kidding. But yeah, definitely my cat and my girlfriend and all of the food that I baked. Shout out to my dad, actually. Acclaimed director Colin Roberts out here with the baking and cooking tips. I mean, kind of expected. If he's a man on the grill, he is a man in the mixing bowl. That didn't make any sense. What I'm trying to say is that my dad, shout out to him. Also, shout out to my mom for marrying him and also being an excellent baker. Like the gingerbread house, yeah, her recipe. It's so the the amount of times I had to like stop myself from taking any of the eating any of the dough. Yeah, makes sense why I had only enough to make a small house. Uh, I shouldn't. Don't eat raw dough. You could get salmonella, but yet it tastes so good. That's also the problem I have with like any milk product. I'm lactose intolerant. I feel like we don't discuss it a lot, but I am. Um, it tastes so good to have ice cream, to have yogurt. Milk, not so much. If you drink straight milk, you're either a child or a psychopath. I won't take any arguments. Um, but why must it hurt me so much? Okay, I'm gonna stop complaining. I'm a 20-year-old. I just remembered that in basically 2 months I am going to be 21. Um, Here I come, legal wine drinking. No, don't do underage drinking. The only times that I had wine without a parent's permission was when I went to the UK because Aria had it at her birthday party. Shout out to um Aria and Hope and Rosa and Leila. Just, for that one, we decided, what would be a great idea? If we brought a portable projector with us, projected it onto their living room ceiling, and get wine drunk. Um, it's a great feeling to, be there. You're all coupled up, you're all cuddling, and you're all just holding a glass of cheap, I don't know, Tesco wine. I think that's a supermarket there. It's like Target wine, basically. So not high end, but not too terrible either. Um, and just giggling over, I don't know, maybe we watched Titanic? I can't remember. It was like, it was last year. Anyway, we're not on that subject now. Uh, I keep going off on tangents. I feel like that's going to be a more common thing if we have more of these pods. But yeah, I love your faces, and I will see you later. Goodbye. Thank you so much for listening. I will see you next season. If that even happens. Yeah. Goodbye. And again, thank you.